and the latest tools and technologies in the data industry. A catalyst for revolutionizing clinical trials and drug discovery. The health industry is undergoing a transformative shift driven by the exponential growth of data and the increasing sophisticated of analytical tools. At the forefront of this revolution is data analytics, a powerful tool that is reshaping the landscape of clinical trials, drug discovery, and patient care. To brief on focuses on the role of data analytics in clinical trials, I call upon Dr. Vikrant Vijay Shitole, CEO of ThinkMeds Private Limited, onto the dais.
Good afternoon, guys. Unmute this. Hello. Yes, check. हेलो परफेक्ट थोड़ा नीचे हेलो कैन यू गाइस हियर मी I'll prefer that. This is better. Okay. Hello. Check it. Voice is there? Yes. Perfect. Great. Okay. Good. Good afternoon, guys. Ah, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let's try one more time, right? I have given the most difficult job after lunch conducting a session. So I need to reinvigorate the spirits, right? Good afternoon. Excellent, excellent. Let's ensure this energy stays till next 1 hour 15 minutes. Promise? Around 70-75 minutes. In Chak De India, they have this term, 70 minute hai. I also have 70 minutes. So we're gonna ensure this 70 minutes are most memorable so that we learn, take out at least one thing from today's session. Deal? Or your voice is audible, right? Last bench. So I'm gonna request a lot of participation, and I want it to be more and more interactive rather than a monologue. I want it to be dialogue. So I request your participation. I'll try to simplify make it as simple as possible. This is my first time delivering a lecture to Pharmacy Institute. So thank you so much, Ramesh sir, Rajesh Sekhar, Dr. Rajesh Sekhar sir, for providing this opportunity. Nevertheless, let's try and learn. Like I'm learning pharmacy from you guys, and probably I'll share my experiences in analytics with you guys. So it's a two-way street. Deal, right? Perfect. So today we will just understand the context of analytics from a business and primarily through healthcare and pharma business perspective. I will also dwell upon little bit on the career opportunities as far as pharmacy students are concerned in analytics. And it's going to be a huge, huge field. Intersection of healthcare, life science, and analytics. It's a completely new career vertical that's going to mushroom in few years from now. I was telling sir, in 4 to 5 years, this college will have definitely a module on analytics. That's my surmise, and probably we will. So excellent. Okay, so what is analytics? And I'm gonna just walk around as well so that you guys kind of assimilate the knowledge and the so-called gyan, and we'll try to make as impersonal as possible. So what is analytics? You go on internet, there will be 5-line definition, right? In my language, in a very simple terms, it's converting raw data into meaningful insights. These meaningful insights should enable a stakeholder arrive at a high quality decision. Data, small d to big D decision, and everything in between is analytics. Why high quality decision is important? It should enable a stakeholder achieve a business outcome. That business outcome can be anything. In the context of healthcare, the business outcome can be achieving the clinical trials in the shortest possible time, improving the profitability, reducing the cost structure for a drug development. It can be any business outcome. But that decision is the most important point here. As an analyst, the most important thing that we achieve, and we always have the end goal in mind, business outcome kya hai, kis liye kar rahe analytics, why are we doing analytics in first place? Because most of the analysts in the market unfortunately start with data. Data is never a starting point. Nobody pays you money to do high fun to data modeling or deep learning or machine learning algorithms. People pay you money to achieve a business outcome. That's why data to decision, that decision should enable business outcome. Any analytics which is not enabling a business outcome, according to me, has zero value. It should help the company, the individual, achieve a business outcome. So far with me? Simple? Easy? So can you guys give me an example of data to decision in your personal life? We all do it, right? Every day. Yeah, guys, waiting for the answers. And I'll add creative answers. That I was doing a guest lecture at ICFI Business School on Friday, and I got the most creative answer from that. So I'm going to share that. But let's hear it from you. Data to decision on daily life, personal life. Yes, sir. Right. You see you go to a mobile banking app and you see a dashboard. It has certain quantitative figures. It enables you to take decision, right? Weather report that you receive in the morning is data to decision. You decide आज college जाना है. All of that is data to decision. So the creative answer I got was कि nowadays you guys use Bumble, Twitter, Tinder, Bumble. It's data to decision. You see the data and then you decide right swipe karna, left swipe karna. With me so far? Your shadi.com is data to decision. Parents look at the groom's or the bride's profile. They understand what that groom is doing, what's the occupation, what's parents' occupation, how many members in the family. It's data to decision end of the day. So the concept is not new. Concept has existed 40 years back. Concept existed thousands of years back. It's a very, very simple science. How do you convert raw data into meaningful decisions which enable a business outcome? As simple as that. Any questions so far? Simple? Simple, right? Any other example anyone wants to share? Data to decisions? Anyone from your context of pharma? See, I'm not from pharma background, so pardon me with limited knowledge of the subject, but definitely I'm from a mathematical background, right? And I can understand mathematics and application of maths. Any other example you want to try? I suppose you have raised your hand, so I thought you wanted to. Right. So seeing the patience level of the students is what Randeep is trying to say. I can make a decision how students are assimilating my so-called gyan, how they are responding. I can decide what to cover at what speed to cover. It's data to decision. It's a non-verbal feedback happening real time. Thank you, Randeep. Excellent. It's not happening. Okay, so you see a data on your screen. This is not happening. No. All of you see this data? What is this data all about? It's not just any cricket match. It's a T20 Cricket World Cup final 2024 June 29. Why this is special? India won the World Cup. And India, it's not like every year India wins the World Cup, especially in the cricket context. So whenever it wins, we should absolutely celebrate and make it memorable. So June 29th, everyone remembers, right? So I'm going to go next slide and help you understand what that data is telling. And you're going to tell me what data is not telling. It's a scorecard of a cricket match. India versus South Africa final. So this slide, you can understand India won by 7 runs. Scores you can understand. You can understand this was match 55 out of 55. Basic things you can understand, right? Happening. Okay. Hemant. Yeah. Randeep, can you just help me with the slide? Thing? Next slide, just help. Okay, this is a slightly more detailed data. Who are the top scores from India side? Who are the top scorers from South Africa side? If you remember that innings, Henrik Klaasen innings, in 15th over, he took Akshar Patel for 30 runs or something. That time, all of us thought ki match is gone. I was decided ki now the match is gone. Let's switch off the TVs. It's the same old story that's happening. Of course, Virat Kohli also played a match-winning performance, 76 runs in 59 balls. Hardik Pandya took 3 wickets. The data is missing something very, very important. Can anyone tell that? It's telling you a lot of things, but it's missing the most crucial aspect of the match. Can anyone share? It's telling you something, right? Data. Something is missing. So 19.1 over, last over of the match, 16 runs to go. Hardik Pandya is the bowler, David Miller is the batsman. First ball, David Miller hits out of the park. It's a straight 6, straight, right? There is a gentleman called Surya Kumar Yadav who takes a brilliant catch and it changes the complexion of the match. All of you remember, how many of you have seen live this match? Not many, but how many of you seen at least the highlights? Okay, all of you. So that was a changing point in the context of the match. Because if it was 6, then 5 balls, 10 runs to win. It's a very, very easy proposition in the T20 context. South Africa had 5 wickets, right? 5 more wickets. 5 balls, 10 reason as a straightforward cakewalk. That catch is not covered by this data, which is summary of the match. None of the newspapers which talked about statistics of the match didn't cover that. Next day, if you see all the newspaper, none of the newspaper covers that in the statistics. And that is the most important part and the fundamental part of analysis that I want all of you to remember. Data is like suspense movie teaser. It hides much more than what it reveals. And that's why, as an analyst, we need to dig much, much, much deeper. Surface level pe, superficial level pe, things look very different. Reality mein, to find out certain things like that Surya Kumar Yadav catch, you need to go 10 stories deeper. That is the real role of analyst. So far with me, easy, simple. So sir told me that most of the people are not from the engineering background or a tech background. So if you don't simplify, then it will be directly straight from this thing. So 30,000 feet पे वो जाते हैं ना planes, वैसे होगा. So I'll try to simplify as much as possible, but I need your support, right? Okay. So to put it in a very simple context, it is an interjection of three subjects. Data science or analytics is a interjection of three subjects. You have technology. Technology means tools like Excel, SQL, structured query language, Python, Power BI. Tools will keep changing. And now ChatGPT has come in the market. You cannot beat ChatGPT in case of tools is concerned, because ChatGPT will always write far superior code, far more efficient code than what you can write, even if you are the best coder in the college. So technology, no more I can compete as a differentiator. The other 2 points is where we can compete and differentiate ourselves. Other two is, one is understanding the business context and understanding the business context from 360-degree angle. It's like light hitting the prism. It explodes into 7 different colors. So you need to understand the context of the business problem from all 7 different angles, 360-degree perspective. कि exactly problem क्या है that needs to be solved. And second, and the slightly more difficult part, is mathematics. Maths is really tough in data science, and I'll tell you why it is tough. It's not tough by design. It is tough because all our life, the way we have been taught, at least in India, sir, I'm not sure sir will agree what's happening in America. In the Indian context, how maths was taught to us in school, LHS equal to RHS. And we used to mug out certain, memorize and mug up certain formulas. Unfortunately, we started fearing maths. I used to fear maths till 10th standard. Anyone else? Right? Most of us. Because it was never ever taught the way it should be. Unless I passed out from engineering, I did MBA, I passed out from my MBA, and I then, in one of my role as a business analyst, I started understanding the impact maths can have, not just in business, but in personal life context as well. Then you start appreciating the subject, right? Application of maths is never taught in India. And that is where the magic lies. And that's why it is tough. Because to apply mathematics, you need absolute foundational clarity of basics. Basic strong hona. Then subject becomes very, very easy. So the third component is mathematics. Now, which mathematical model to apply to which business problem and which tool to use, combination of all of this is data science. To put it as simply as that. The business problem can be, let's say, I want to launch a new drug in a new geography, or launch a new innovation, new innovative technology. It can be anything. How do you solve that business problem and help them achieve a business outcome? Leveraging the right mathematical model and a technology is data science. Simple? Any questions so far? Simple, right? Perfect. So why data science and why analytics? And there's a very simple thing. Anything that needs improvement needs measurement, and wherever there is a measurement needed, you need data. So I'll give 2 examples, one from personal life and one from business context. So let's say I want to lose 15 kgs in 3 weeks time. I want to reduce my weight by 15 kgs in 3 weeks time. I start jogging, I start swimming, I start going to gym, I start going on a diet, I start restricting my calorific intake. I'm very conscious what I eat and all of that. Do you think doing all of this will directly help me achieve 15 kgs reduction by end of 3rd weeks? No, right? Right. It's only hypothesis, right? Because if I want to reach 15 kgs at end of 3rd week, at least end of first 5 days, I need to reduce 2-3 kgs. And most importantly, I need to know what is helping me reduce my weight. Is it swimming? Is it jogging? Is it combination of jogging plus dieting? Is it something else? If I don't understand that and I don't measure myself every 3rd day, then I'm not going to achieve the 15 days ka outcome. And that's why measurement is important. Your academic report card is a measurement of your academic performance. Why do we have exams? We need measurement, right? If are we improving? If there are no exams, no way to measure whether we are improving in a certain skill or not. Cricket may they have statistics, batting average, bowling average, catches taken, matches won. Why? Again, improvement. So anything that needs improvement needs measurement, and wherever measurement comes, data will be needed. Now I'll tell you a context from a business life. Personal life may I can have a choice. I can have a choice whether I need to really improve myself, whether I really want to reduce 15 kgs or not. Like I can have a choice. Let's say I'm a 65 percentile student. I can have a choice that next 3 or 4 years, I'll be in the range of 65, 70. मुझे 90 नहीं करना है. I want to rather enjoy chocolate day, rose day of the college. I want to participate in sports. I want to do all the events. It's a conscious choice, right? People can have. There's no good or bad in that. It's their personal choice. I want to focus on other activities, extracurricular. Fair enough. Not a bad decision. In the context of business, improvement is not a choice. In business, if you don't continuously improve, then you are tata, bye bye, goodbye. You will become dinosaur. You will be shown exit doors. And I'll give an example. Something probably you guys are very young, but 30 years back, whenever you used to buy anything, we used to go something called as Kirana store. Everyone understands Kirana store, mom and pop stores, local Kirana stores. Anything that you want to buy, groceries, food, anything stationery, you go to Kirana store and transact. That time, they used to cover 100% of the market share. Most of the families, sir will definitely, he will relate to it. Most of people from earlier generation will relate to it. 2003, Aditya Birla Group launched more retail. It was a launch of a supermarket chain in India. Then DMart came, then Ratnadeeps, and now everywhere Ratnadeeps of the world is happening. So right now, as on today, if I tell you market share of Kirana store is less than 3% from 100% in 1990s. In 3 to 4 years time, I can say at this moment, they will be wiped out from the market. Tata, goodbye. See off. It will be a dinosaur. Why? Because when I go to a Kirana store, let's say I want to buy 10 rupees Cadbury chocolate. I give the shopkeeper 10 rupees note. The shopkeeper doesn't know my name, where I come from, where my address is, what I'm buying, which product I'm buying, at what value I'm buying, what timestamp I'm buying. Am I buying at 3 p.m., 10 a.m.? Whom I'm buying for? What is my purpose? Shopkeeper doesn't know anything of that. Ratnadeep knows everything. Ratnadeep, I said 4-5 questions, right? Ratnadeep is tracking everything. Absolutely. Right. Right. Sir, give absolutely, sir. Brilliant example. The same example contextualized to pharma. Apollo mein everything is digitalized. They give you coins, redeemable coins with every purchase. How? Because they are tracking via your mobile number. Mobile number is the primary key. They pull all your data. How much you have purchased, what is the frequency in a month, what is the last order value, which drug you have purchased, how many, if any drug requires prescription, have you uploaded the prescription, which doctor has uploaded that last prescription. Everything is done by Apollo. The local family run pharmacy store not keeping any track. So in this context, what happens? People with intelligent systems will always dominate less intelligent system. It's a 7th standard Charles Darwin theory. Intelligent species will dominate less intelligent species. Same in business. Intelligent systems like Apollo will dominate less intelligent systems like local family run pharmacy store. And what will be the result? wiped out, vanished. Tata, bye bye. That's why in business, improvement is no more a choice. Improvement is a necessity for survival in a hyper competitive business world. If we don't change, if we don't adapt, we will be Tata, bye bye. Unceremonious exit बता देंगे business world में. So far with me? By the way, can anyone tell me how does Ratnadeep also knows your income levels? I said 6-7 parameters that it's keeping track of. Can anyone tell me Ratnadeep nowadays is developing algorithms which can give 80 to 90% probability what can be your possible income levels? Can anyone share? Right. Sir is absolutely right. If you pay them by cash or UPI or debit card, they probably wouldn't know. The moment you swipe back credit card, income bracket समझ में आ जाता है. Because certain credit cards in India, American Express, HDFC Diners Black, Standard Chartered Titanium are only given above a certain income bracket. You need a qualification for credit card. Second way, how they are doing right now, if you notice the parking, every Ratnadeep has same parking design. Just next to the store, they will have 6 or 7 spots for parking. Why so? Because they have CCTV cameras. They are trying to map which vehicle you are coming from. They are trying to map with your retina. Retina is unique. And retina is linked to your primary key, which is your mobile number. So the computer vision algorithms are going to that level. Retina scan level pe. In few years time, you don't need credit card, nothing. Retina will be linked to your UPI. You just walk into the store, you purchase, walk out, everything will be calculated by computer vision. That's it. Your bill will be directly billed to your whatever backend system that you have. That is the sophistication of analytics that's happening in the world right now. Now, of course, it's not accurate. Suppose I take my friend's Mercedes to Ratnadeep, it's an inaccurate this thing, right? It's not foolproof, but they are having certain predictable probability that ये ऐसे हो सकता है. So far with me, guys? Easy? Okay. So this science is actually not new. Many people say that आज के date में the new terms have been coined. AI, ML, machine learning, AI. If you see, most parents in today's generation are sending their children for AI, ML without even knowing what is the full form of AI, ML. That's a tragedy of the country. समझ तो लेते हैं क्या है machine learning. That's happening. Most people, if you go to any engineering institute, just next door is BVIT, you go there and ask the admissions. Come there on the admission day. Some of the professors are from BVIT, they can agree. Engineering में BTech किस में करना है? 10 years back it was computer science, now it's only AIML. क्यों बता नहीं? It's in the top this thing. Right. So AIML is just a jargon. The science of converting data to decision existed 40 years back. You go on Wikipedia and search IBM Watson, 1980s mein, they had started the research on that. Science existed thousands of years back as well. Can anyone say 500 years back how we used to convert data into decision, or thousands of years back? The science is not new. It's just that today it is called with certain terminologies called ChatGPT, generative AI, and other things. Can anyone share? 500 साल पहले कैसे होता था? Anyone? Just attempt. No right or wrong. Right. So, sir is saying the records that we used to keep, not just about human senses, even the trees ka records people used to keep. right? And census was absolutely one way to understand the population within my kingdom. Every kingdom used to do a population census to understand which households, kitne families hai in my villages, how many villages I have, each village, how many families, what is the principal occupation, what is the family income source. All of that was kept by every kingdom. Why do we need census? Because not every kingdom is blessed with all the resources, right? Resources will be always, some of the other resource will be limited. So I need to keep a track because I need to improve. There will be always a water scarcity or some other resource ka scarcity. So I need to be understanding how many families are there, what their livelihood sources. Second level, and you'll be zapped. Those days, agriculture was the predominant occupation of people. 90% of the people used to be employed by agriculture. In 15th century, there was a gentleman called Galileo. सबने सुना है? So imagine I'm walking at 4 p.m. on, let's say, Vishakhapatnam beach. Beach pe I'm walking at 4 p.m. You have my coordinates. Longitude bataya, latitude bataya, you know the time. Based on the angle of incidence of sun, my shadow's length will be, you can measure. And you can measure, of course, you can measure my height. Using this thing, they could predict the onset of monsoons. Now, this is very interesting. How is this possible? So based on the angle of incidence, tan theta is equal to opposite divided by adjacent. Remember 9th standard mathematics? Theta is equal to tan inverse of that. You know the angle of incidence. You know the sun's azimuth because you also know 4 p.m. 4 p.m. mein sun is not exactly on your top. 4 p.m. basically Earth rotates 360 degrees in 24 hours. So 4 divided by 24 into 360 degree, you will get the exact rotation. You know the longitude, you know the latitude. Using Kepler's celestial mechanics, you can ascertain position of sun with respect to Earth, with respect to moon and other planets. Once you know position of Earth's rotation around the sun, position of moon and other planets, सबसे ज्यादा gravitational pull on Earth is because of moon, right? It affects the gravity on the Earth and vice versa. Earth also affects moon's gravity. But gravitational pull say you can understand the impact of high tide and low tide. You can start understanding tidal forces. Through tidal forces, you can understand wind pattern and currents. Through wind pattern and currents, you with certain probability they used to predict onset of monsoon, and that probability was higher than 90% in 15th century. That is nothing but predictive modeling given by ChatGPT as on today. Imagine the kind of intelligence these guys used to have. No calculator, no computer, no ChatGPT, no internet, no logarithmic tables as well. Still, they will predict by 90% accuracy monsoon कब होएगा, because agriculture में सबसे important है weather patterns. So that is what data to decision is all about. The science is fascinating. Science is not new. I just gave one example. Science existed thousands of years back as well. It's just that the avatar has changed or the speed of analysis has changed, nothing more than that. Okay, now can anyone tell me, suppose I ask this girl who is wearing yellow, how much is her spend on February 3rd week on travel? Can she answer? February 3rd week, आपने कितना travel पे खर्चा किया? Can you answer? You're not keeping track, right? Not able to answer. Okay, let me ask this girl out here. Green. Okay, what's your name? Harshita. So let me ask Harshita, Do you know how much you have spent on June second week on food ordering? No, right? Because you're not keeping track. So what we learned in the previous slide, anything that needs measurement needs improvement. Sorry, anything that needs improvement needs measurement. Sorry, my slip of tongue. But anything that needs measurement, how do you measure? By recording data. Without data, you cannot improve. So I'll give a hack. Start today. Today is which day? 17 December. 3 months time, you will be able to save 1,000 rupees if you start just measuring your travel spends from today. It can be own vehicle, measure petrol expenses. If it's public transport, measure the expenses on Ola, Uber, rickshaw, whatever you're involving. Now, obviously, just by measuring, magic won't happen. That data set decision bhi lena hai. So actionable, something we need to action also apart from the measurement. I guarantee you more than 1,000 rupees to 1,500, you will just start saving. Something which needs improvement needs measurement. So we are starting at least, we are starting somewhere to starting to measure. So far with me, simple. Okay. So what if I had this kind of a decision board in front of me to track my daily expenses? See, my income will remain same month on month unless I have a hike or I get a promotion. But expenses change month on month. Family में बहन की शादी आ गई, expenses are shorter. There can be medical emergencies which are unplanned, expenses shorter. So how do you do budget optimization in personal life? First thing is start tracking. Start tracking your need expenses like food, clothing, shelter, education, Wi-Fi might be need. But other expenses like discretionary, going out for movie, going out for Italian cuisine, fine dining, all of that are discretionary. So the moment you start tracking, you can educate some kind of your budget from your personal finance for unplanned expenses. If you don't do that, then we don't come to know what's end of the 12 months में saving क्यों नहीं हो रही है. That answer we don't never will have. To start improvement, we will need start measurement. So far with me, easy. Let's start today. At least I have given you a hack. Petrol expenses, start measuring, you will save guaranteed 1,500 in 3 months time. Okay. Now you will see certain companies right here. Some of them are also pharma companies. What's the common theme in these companies? All of them are new age companies, internet economy companies. What's the common theme? Right. At at your doorstep, online, added layer of convenience, comfort, ease of uh, transaction, sharing your money, all of that, right, is embedded in these companies. But anything new that gets created, they have actually wiped out someone else's market. So what you don't see is the quick commerce like Blinkits and Zeptos of the world is actually made Kirana stores obsolete. So very seldom a new market gets created. These companies are basically changing the way we transact, changing the way we order, changing the way we consume. And the reason I have highlighted these companies, every single of one of them are run on a very, very sophisticated, intelligent machine learning systems. And what is the backbone of these systems? What makes them intelligent? Data. And that's why people say data is the new oil. This is the difference between Blinkit and Kirana store. It's a difference between Apollo versus family run pharmacy business. It's a difference between survival versus being a dinosaur. So at the core of it is the data. And that's why they say data is the new oil. I remember I saw when I came, you were having a Microsoft virtual meeting with the earlier speaker. Imagine the data that is getting exchanged per second. Can anyone tell how much data is exchanged in a virtual Microsoft meeting with more than 5 members? 6 MB. 6 MB per second. That's the quantum of data that is getting exchanged. Cars nowadays are all IoT devices. It's like moving computers. Our car generates 300 petabytes of data in just one single quarter. So most of the data generate to sabhi jagah ho raha hai. As I'm speaking, this is the microphone and someone is recording. If someone is recording, data will get generated, a digitized data. 97% of this data is not so useful. 3% is highly useful. So how do you identify signals from the heap of data? How do you identify these signals? It's like finding a needle in a haystack. The entire process is called analytics. How do you get a meaning from that data? Is nothing but analytics. That's what we do for living, and that's what many of you might probably do in future. Analytics is now applied in every industry, and of course healthcare and pharma, and we will now jump into the applications of analytics in pharmaceutical world. But this is in essence why analytics is important in personal life, in business life. What is analytics? Everything is essentially this. डेटा को मीनिंग देना है, डेटा को कन्वर्ट करना है डिसीजन में, डेटा टू डिसीजन, एंड एवरीथिंग इन बिटवीन इज एनालिटिक्स. Right? With this, now we will go into applications of analytics in the pharma world. Right. So how do you identify the meaningful data and separate it from junk is the entire process of analytics. So let's understand DIPP journey in the analytics. D stands for descriptive, I stands for inquisitive, P stands for predictive, the last P stands for prescriptive. Now I'll define these terms in a very, very simple example. It's a journey of a data, D, small d, to a big decision. It goes through this journey, DIPP. There's something called as descriptive analytics. It's basically 4 types of analytics. So what is descriptive? Let's say I'm traveling from Hyderabad to Mumbai via car. I start at 7 a.m. in the morning. It's a 15-16 hours road journey. And in the process, there are cities like Solapur, Pune, and finally I reach Mumbai. So what is descriptive analytics in this? Anyone? Descriptive is nothing but as is basis pay what data is saying. So as far as car is concerned, all the speedometer that speedometer is saying, whether it's your speed, whether it's the mileage, fuel to empty ratio, everything talked by your car's dashboard is the data as is basis पे measure कर रहा है. So let's say Hyderabad to Solapur, so and so mileage था मेरा, so and so speed था. I took 3.5 hours to reach 260 kilometers, and I consume XYZ fuel. All of that is descriptive analytics. Descriptive analytics is very simple. Your report card is nothing but a descriptive analytics. It describes what has been the performance. Descriptive is nothing but describing the as is basis. What is inquisitive? Inquisitive is understanding why, right? Understanding why certain thing is this. For example, Hyderabad to Solapur, my mileage was 17 kmpl. Solapur to Pune, my mileage has dropped 13 kmpl. Inquisitive analytics will try and understand why, the factors which might have affected my mileage. Inquisitive is all about why analytics, understanding the root causes and the factors. What is predictive? Predictive is very simple. based on, let's say, my journey from Hyderabad to Pune. Overall journey is 700 kilometers, but I have already made 500 kilometers journey Hyderabad to Pune. Based on my historic journey, can I predict the next 200 kilometers? What will be my mileage, speed, fuel to empty ratio, and all of that? Right? That is nothing but predictive analytics. Based on the historic data, you predict. What is prescriptive? Doctors prescription dete hain na? What is prescriptive analytics, guys? Prescriptive is combination of D, descriptive, inquisitive, predictive. I study the entire model. I study the entire journey from Hyderabad to Bombay. Next day, if my friend wants to go and do the same 700 kilometers journey, I will do a recommendation or prescription. Hey, start at 7:30 a.m. instead of 8:30 a.m. You need to escape traffic in Hyderabad, take ORR. Don't stop at Solapur, stop at Indapur. Refuel your fuel at so and so petrol pump. It has less line. It will save time. All of that is prescription. So prescriptive analytics is nothing but combination of DIP, that is descriptive, inquisitive, predictive, to prescribe or recommend something. So far with me, any questions? Absolutely, absolutely, sir. So if one of the steps actually goes wrong, sir is absolutely right, then your prescription will not up to the mark. You will be not prescribing the accurate things. And that is why DIP is very, very important. Be as accurate as possible, especially the predictive part is difficult because you're predicting something you can never predict with 100% accuracy. May happen, may not happen. So you need certain mathematical probability that this cause will give you so and so effect. Right. Thank you, sir, for that comment. Anyone else? Anyone else? Let's understand now journey from a pharma perspective. Now it's your world. अब तक मेरा world था analytics. I'm learning from you. This is not my world. All of you understand Pfizer? Pfizer कौन है? Who is Pfizer? Pfizer company, everyone knows. World's largest, world's biggest pharma company. So I was just telling a professor in the morning, sorry, in the afternoon when we were having lunch, that analytics का सबसे biggest adoption and सबसे biggest consumer, you know which industry it is? It is pharma industry. Pharma industry or a healthcare industry is the biggest spender as far as analytics is concerned. They are the biggest consumers of analytics. The most deployed anywhere in any industry, the machine learning models are in pharma industry. Most sophisticated. Why? Can anyone say why? Because this industry, my outcomes are related to life and death. First point. Second point, huge investment it requires. Sir was telling me to come out with a new drug, right, and get the approval. It requires $2.3 billion. 10 years time, $2.3 billion. Huge investment required. And at the end of 10 years, the drug may still fail or may not get the approval. So obviously, deep money is involved and deep amount of resources, time, everything is involved. And that is the reason why सबसे ज़्यादा analytics is required actually for this industry, and it's consuming also, because analytics will help lower the cost of things failing. It will make it, matlab, it can still fail, but it will reduce the probability of expensive failures. It will make at least failures inexpensive. Jaldi, it will enable failing fast so that you don't invest 10 years and so much of resources. So analytics will help save costs, save time in this industry. That's the biggest thing why analytics is adopted across healthcare and pharma. So let's take example of Pfizer. For Pfizer, what are descriptive analytics? Clinical trials, sales reports, drug performance metrics. They read the data, right? Every single hour. That's descriptive analytics for them. They understand the drug efficacy, they understand the responses, feedback. There are thousands of ways of collecting feedback. And as is basis pay, they are monitoring on real-time basis. 17 December 2024 ko, they have their dashboards and decision boards. What's happening across 180 countries in the world where their drug has been supplied, what's happening in India, what's happening in Hyderabad, everything is getting monitored. That is called descriptive. What is inquisitive for fiber? So inquisitive is always why analytics. Why, let's say I'm doing a clinical trial and there is a higher dropout rate. People are not continuing with the trial or certain drug has shown a lower efficacy. Now I need to understand as a Pfizer why. What has worked, what has not worked, and what are the root causes. That will come under inquisitive analytics. What will be predictive? Predictive is nothing but understanding the historic data to predict the, let's say I understand the last 18 months data to predict next 6 months. In pharma context, anticipate how your clinical trials will get adopted. What will be the success ratio? Predict the drug candidate selection. In the drug discovery process, I understood from sir, there are thousands of compounds. To get to one compound, it's like a funnel. You need to segregate and disqualify many compounds to reach that one compound. Prediction can be done using predictive analytics with certain certainty, with certain probability, not 100% certainty, but good mathematical model for actually deployment. In commercial spaces, commercially, Pfizer deploys predictive models to anticipate demand for drugs. They do demand forecasting. This quarter, Jan to March 2025, what will be the demand, let's say in India, overall offtake? Because they need to plan the supply chain, they need to plan the inventory in the Indian geography, everything based on the demand. So a lot of predictive analytics is being done at Pfizer as far as predictive modeling goes. Now, what's prescriptive for Pfizer? Like I said, pharma में दो चीजें बहुत essential है, time and cost. So analytics, most of the analytics in pharma is designed to reduce time and cost, especially the research side, innovation side पे, drug development side पे. So using D, using I, using P, and D they are having every second. They're having data points from 180 countries all over the world. Every hour, every minute they are measuring. They are measuring. So using that, they are essentially new drugs. They are trying to accelerate their drug development timeline with reduced cost. And same in precision medicine. Precision medicine is nothing but a personalized recommendation based on your health history. That also has BIP, descriptive analytics, inquisitive, predictive, all of it to recommend a very, very personalized medicine. DIPP is the journey of a data to a high quality decision. D stands for descriptive, I stands for inquisitive, P stands for predictive. Any questions so far? The first time I have explained a pharma example. Any questions? Simple? Simple enough, right? Or bouncer? All of you understand Pfizer, right? Think as a Pfizer. How Pfizer must be doing. Let's say tomorrow you join Pfizer and you be part of the senior management. You need to think a ground level pay. What's the situation happening? Okay. So analytics is actually applied across multiple domains in pharma: clinical trials, drug discovery, marketing and sales, supply chain, patient behavior. There is new branch that has come, personalized medicine. So in that, for every person's use case, they predict what will be the right drug to be given. So there are many applications, and every vertical, billions of dollars are being invested as far as analytics is concerned by all top pharma companies. You can make a career as a specialist in any of the vertical. Nobody is going to tell you that. Any vertical, every year, billions of dollars are being poured. So I'm doing as far as pharma is concerned, or I can make a career as a clinical trial analyst. Every domain will have multitude career opportunities. Future में pharma by default will have analytics as a module. Like MBA 15 years back didn't had analytics. Now there is no MBA in most of the top B schools without business analytics or without marketing analytics, finance analytics. Sir is from MBA college. He can definitely vouch for that. Same in pharma, it's going to happen because a lot of money is being poured and it's going to create new opportunities. So obviously in pharma, it helps in decision making as far as clinical trials, drug discovery, supply chain optimization. End of the day, everything is revolves around reducing the cost. If I'm gonna need 10 years and $2.3 billion, how can I reduce the timeline as well as cost? End outcome, especially in the research phase, is all about that. Once you're already out in the market, the outcome might change. Suppose I'm in already analyzing marketing and sales, then the outcome might be okay. I, as a Pfizer, has let's say 1100 distributors in Telangana. How do I increase the distributor offtake or adoption? Then the outcome might change. But in the initial research phase, the outcome is always and always to reduce time and cost. Example. So nowadays, new line of analytics have come. I said personalized medicines, right? So they are understanding at genome level, understanding the genetic profiles to devise very, very specialized drugs only for that genetic profile. And that's unique. So why? Because every drug may not be useful for everyone, right? Every one of us have a different health profile. So it cannot be a same generic drug used by all. Like for example, when COVID came, 98% of us had symptoms. There were 2% who were asymptomatic. They were not demonstrating any symptoms of COVID because their internal constitution was different. Same here. So we will just understand a case study how this genomic data is being used by new age companies like Foundation Medicine. How many of you have heard of this company called Foundation Medicine? Sir must have heard. It's a fairly new company, 2014-15, I guess they started. It's a fairly new company. They're doing an interesting thing. What they are doing is they are using next generation. It's called NGS, next generation sequencing. It's a sequencing of DNA and RNA at super speed. Huge volumes of DNA and RNA they are analyzing at a quantum speed to understanding the genealogy, what's happening. So they take a patient sample collection, they basically extract the tumor and they are doing this NGS. End of the day, all they are trying to understand why certain cells are mutating at what speed, what is the mitosis happening, why it is happening, and they are actually doing a quantum level data analytics, huge amount of data in breakneck speed. The model is analyzing. That is the next generation tech. It's already been adopted by company like Foundation Medicines. It enables to identify patterns कि ये जो कैंसर सेल में क्या होता है, they basically normal cells mutate, right? So why they are mutating, where it's going, the mutation, all of that is analyzed. So they can predict agar if your cancer cell falls to this type A kind of a mutation, this is the best clinical treatment. Maybe you need 6 cycles of chemotherapy combined with immunotherapy and blah, blah, blah. If your DNA is this type, this is the best way to clinically proceed. So all that is happening because they are taking a data of drug approvals, outcomes from different clinical trials. They are seeing what are the latest medicines, latest therapies on the table, and then they are trying to map with genealogy. And all that is happening at real time speed. Anyone heard of this company, Foundation Medicine? Never? It's a fairly recent company. You should research about them. So new companies are slightly more advanced. That's what I learned in pharma. Right. Right. So even I'm not aware about their revenue and financial figures, but right, right. They actually have taken a patent for this kind of a tech model, next generation sequencing, and they have invested billions of dollars in just to get that tech model right. And now they are coming out with a product that we can access. We can submit our tumor DNA, and they will give us profiling, and they will give right amount of or right treatment for you. The AI model itself will predict. Yeah, right. Physician has to understand. Absolutely. But that's what happening in the industry. That's how data driven decisions are enabling, like in this case, physicians. You're absolutely right. Let's take one more example. Now, I'm not going to go as far as clinical trial process is concerned because you guys know much better than me. I'm not from this industry. But the reason I have shown you this flow chart on the left hand side is there are intervention points where decisions are taken. Decisions by the company or the sponsor who is doing this clinical trials. There are interventions points where regulatory bodies like FDA, like Sir belongs to US FDA, these will have interventions. All of it, all of the layers in clinical trials, one block of data is enabling you decision for next process. It's like a precumbent for next process. And based on the data, only you will go ahead at every junction. Data to decision, अगर सबसे ज़्यादा समझना है तो this is the process. I was trying to analyze what can be one process that all of you understand and I can explain data to decision. This is that flowchart. You can clearly understand what are the intervention points where data is required either by sponsor to come out with decision or either by regulatory body to come out with a decision. And जहां पे भी decision है वहां पे analytics है. So by design, all of these interventional point requires a lot of analytics. And wherever analytics is required, data is required. So that's how the back chain or the cycle chain works. So far with me, guys? All of you understand this, right? clinical trials? You understand preclinical trials? You have to teach me, yaar. I'm not from the, I cannot. uh, right. So sir is helping me learn. Like I'm learning for sir. कि itna millions quantum data is required, and that's why we need to develop tech models which can assimilate and make a meaning out of data at a breakneck speed. That is what the entire modeling is all about. So let's take a very quick example. Uh, so in 2020, out of syllabus question came. Nobody knew that. Not the regulatory bodies, not the pharma companies, nobody, right? It was out of syllabus for everyone. It was called COVID-19. We as entrepreneurs, also for us, it was out of syllabus. ऐसा आता है तो क्या करते हैं business में बता ही नहीं. What to do next? Nobody knew. So COVID-19 was probably the best example of a clinical trial for a new drug which takes 10 years, as sir mentioned, and so many billions of dollars, was shortened to come out with a recuperation or a vaccine or a medicine in just 6 to 8 months. Right. 9 to 10 months for the approval. So Pfizer, Moderna, less than 9 to 10 months. They have reduced 10 years to 10 months. How is this possible? And I was reading an article about Pfizer. All of it was not possible if in 2014 Pfizer had not adopted digital transformation. The huge exercise happened in 2014, which laid the foundation. Because of their tech stack, they were enabled to do real time analysis. So 2014 May, they started building data lakes and cloud platforms. They started deploying very, very deep learning algorithms. अगर ये टेक नहीं रहता ना तो 10 months was impossible. Like sir said, every process, millions of data needs to be fed in, analyzed, quantified. So problem statement was obviously safe, effective vaccination in an unprecedented time. This we have never seen in the past. So how did Pfizer go about it and still deliver the safety and still deliver the efficacy? It's out of syllabus, but USFD will not approve if it's not safe, if it's not effective, right? Safety and efficacy. So phase one, what they did, सबसे पहले they use messenger RNA technology. Messenger RNA for a drug formulation. Other companies use some other format. Why they use that? Because faster design, faster production. Time, speed. Speed was the most non-negotiable denominator in this exercise. Everything had to be speed. So phase one, dosage optimization and immune response in a small group. Larger phase two, phase three, larger group के साथ only and only understand safety and efficacy. AI powered trial management. Trial basically real time monitoring of trial outcomes. It's a case study in itself how Pfizer did it. Analyzing real time trial outcomes, identifying adverse events. What are the side effects from smaller group to larger group to countries? See, the development is happening in US, but COVID is all over the world. And each of our DNA, each of our body, each of our genetics is different. So now they need to deploy at scale for different genetics, different body constitution. So everything has to be speed. And AI was at the backbone of it. Without their AI tools, they wouldn't have been able to do. in China, in Japan, in US and Europe at the same time, right? And obviously, the endpoints were after the second dose, 7 days and 14 days. I think the government norms were 14 days. You should be still excluded from the rest of the environment. So, 2 dose theory se aaye the vaccine, and 14 days was till 14 days you need to make the person asymptomatic without symptoms. Did they achieve that? Yes, right? They made billions and trillions of dollars, I think, from COVID-19, but it was a game changer. Otherwise, what happened in 1920s when the 100 years back another pandemic had come, we would have been wiped out. This was a game changer. And the back end of it is all machine learning. So, Agent Leo, you please Google this whenever you get time. Agent Leo backend में उनका AI powered tool था. It is basically how do you collect advance event report when they are doing the phase 1 of clinical trials, right? With a smaller groups and different geographies. On real time, how do you collect adverse event reports and then rapid categorization of these events based on severity and frequency? That is what Agent Leo was doing. Real time pay. So, as a scientist, right, you need to only focus on in-depth examination or trend analysis. You don't need to do all these back-end work. AI will do it for you. Data collection, automated categorization. You only focus wherever your talent is required, because entire process is speed, speed, speed. Without speed, आगे नहीं बढ़ सकते. So Agent Leo was the game changer. Second, I had to dig this their blocks to get to this. During vaccine rollout, they have AI solutions like Cobase naam tha. It was a multilingual online adverse event reporting tool, allowing patients to directly share vaccine experiences with the Pfizer. No middleman in between. You have taken the vaccine, whatever side effects or events that you are facing, directly report to Pfizer. And this platform was collecting data from 180 countries real time basis. This helped them as they came out with their third vaccine. First 2 doses to immediate aa gaye the, and then the third dose took some time. All of this was real time monitoring, real time data monitoring, real time converting data into decisions, and everything in between. So far with me, guys? So all of this resulted in a historic achievement, achieving a 95% efficacy rate. Probably in 10 months time, probably is a magic, right, sir? Sir might validate that. Some people take 10 years, 9 years, 8 years. This was like almost a magic. It was in a historic judgment in December 2020. It was approved first by the UK and then by US for it was authorized in an emergency scenario. Of course, there was a global distribution. Real world validation came in when millions and billions of people started taking vaccine. Primarily US में adopt किया, but India maybe there was I think not Pfizer. India में I think AstraZeneca version we had. Right. हाँ, Poonawalla based vaccine based on AstraZeneca's drug. Covishield, yes. Covishield was based on AstraZeneca's formulation. Covaxin, good. To this thing was that. So this is the diagram. Sir was telling some bit of it. I was trying to understand. Stage 1, so many compounds are there. To come out with only one compound which works, so many iterations this cycle has to go through. So many iterations. Wherever there are so many iterations, what we need to do if we want to reduce time, we need to reduce the number of iterations, and we need to reduce the number of variables which can affect each iterations. How do we do that? Using analytics. So Pfizer, now I'm not a Pfizer ka brand ambassador. Sorry, I'm just using Pfizer's examples. It's just serendipity. It's not by conscious choice. But one more example of Pfizer. So they used AI to identify particular drug molecules faster. For example, there was this drug, right? Paxlovid. It was designed initially as an intravenous this thing. Then using AI, they ensured that oral treatment भी हो सकता है. Oral treatment is faster adoption, bigger adoption. Intravenous is costly. Common man cannot afford intravenous every single time. So using AI, they went to the oral administration and enabled greater accessibility compared to intravenous alternatives. These methods drastically reduce the discovery phase timeline. I said drug discovery is all about time and speed and reducing the cost. Because of AI, they were able to drastically reduce this part and overall reducing the cost and the time of bringing the drug as far as that name Paxlovid is concerned. So that is how AI is shaping the pharma world. स्टार्टिंग में भी बोला था हमें मैथमेटिक्स सिखाया नहीं गया अच्छे से बट मैथमेटिक्स इज देयर इन एवरीथिंग दैट वी डू mathematics is there in pharma, mathematics is there everywhere. Even closing door has a mathematics involved, right? You bang door 10 times, it will create certain sound. It has maths involved. So आज 20 years back, pharmacy students had some subjects to learn. 20 years in the future, it will be all AI driven pharmacy. Without AI, without analytics, I don't think there will be anything in pharmacy world, not just in pharmacy world, every sphere of life. So as a pharmacy, you are understanding a lot of things on molecular biology. You're understanding the drug development process. Analytics is also one thing that you will need to understand. Applications of AI, these are all applications of AI. I already mentioned application in clinical trials, drug discovery. There is something called as real world evidence analytics. Basically, it's for improved safety monitoring to enable regulatory bodies like US FDA to enable faster decisions for them. So deep analytics is happening in every sphere. I talked about next gen sequencing, right? NGS. That's also happening. IoT and wearable. How many of you use Apple smartwatch? Apple smartwatch, yeah, any smartwatch to track your health. So many, right? Doctor setting in US based on the data and the diagnostic that you are sending over a cloud. He can analyze, diagnose, and give you treatment, and you are in India, you are in Hyderabad. That's happening because of IoT and wearables. So a lot of new things are gonna happen as far as analytics is concerned, pharma is concerned. Because of this opportunity to talk to you guys, I had to do a lot of research regarding pharma. And now I'm convinced if this any sector to apply analytics is concerned, this is the sector. Magic is going to happen in this sector because so much of need is there in this sector. I'll just skip the next model because we are running out of time, but I will talk about the career opportunities. I'll definitely talk about the career opportunities as far as pharmacy students are concerned. What can be possible career opportunities? It's there on your screen. R&D ho, sales and marketing ho, genomics ho, every sphere requires analytical roles. So if you see skills required, apart from the technical tools like SQL, Python, AIML, some amount of data visualization, the real skills are all your pharma knowledge that you're getting as part of the B Farm. Real skills are not changing. It's the same skills what you guys are learning. Plus, you will be at a much higher precedence as far as getting any of these roles are concerned, because I'm not from pharma background. I might have all these skills like AIML, data visualization, but I will still require candidates like you to understand the biology, biochemistry, and things like that. That's why it's an interjection of life science, mathematics, and technology. These are all future roles, by the way. मुझे नहीं पता इंडिया में है या नहीं, बट 100% यूएस में है. Right. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing that. Sir is saying wide and huge opportunities for every position. His company, his previous company, USFDA already had that. So opportunities are dime and dozen, and this is the best time to actually, this is the best time actually to learn and be a B Farm student, because you are at that interjection where technology will be meeting B Farm, life science, medical technology, and data analytics. And it's a brilliant topic or brilliant and deep subject to learn. ओनली बी फॉर्म से चलेगा नहीं फ्यूचर के दुनिया में, ये फ्यूचर की दुनिया है. सर इज सेइंग अमेरिका में तो ऑलरेडी इंप्लीमेंटेड है. दे ऑलरेडी आर रिक्रूटिंग सच प्रोफाइल्स. यस.
Level, possibly these people make you think of having specializations in these areas to train people, because already they're having drug regulatory affairs. They got a specialization. They have on pharmacy practice. Similarly, for the clinical data analyst, drug discovery analyst, these things they can have a positions. Say that is a course. Again, pharmacovigilance, very much widespread about the pharmacovigilance, monitoring the drug adverse effects. So they can have a course. So people can get informed specializations, not BPharm, as you said, the correct one. BPharm, nothing happens. They have a basic background and then build up at the MPharm level on all these specialities.
Thank you. Probably sir did suggestion to
Yes,
the institute as well.
yes. We seek your support to go ahead of advantage for our students. Definitely, as you said, this could be a future designations after coming next 5 years. All those things. Already there is a pharmacovigilance analyst still there is in the market. Maybe genomic data analyst, that could be one thing, and epidemiologically that is also where India is very poor in epidemiological studies. We don't have exact data how many people patients they are suffering with any. You take any disease, we don't have any statistics data. So we need to be more developed onto epidemiological data. Exactly. So as we are autonomous, so we can introduce few topics so that which can motivate, guide the students to inculcate those skill set. So they can be fit into. They need to explore themselves and need to get it. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Thank you. I think this is the last slide basically skills needed. So, like sir also mentioned, India mein certain challenges are there, right? So that's challenges creates opportunities. So it means if we can solve those challenges and overcome, we obviously will be well received across India. So data analytics skill is where we can help, and you can help us understanding your pharmaceutical knowledge. A combination of that will be combination will be deal breaker in the new age roles. So industry tools, now we teach all of this as ThinkMates. ThinkMates is nothing but an online platform where we teach data analytics, business analytics, all these tools and the statistical modeling and mathematics we teach. This you're learning at the college, right? Combination this and this plus industry tools. Like I mentioned, the foundation medicine is using NGS analytics platform. So a lot of industries might have their own proprietary system that we need to learn as far as bioinformatics is concerned. What is the technical knowledge required? पहले सबसे पहले मैथमेटिक्स का फाउंडेशन सही करो. If your base is strong, everything is very easy. But if the base is not strong, everything will look difficult. So AIML concepts, drug discovery, clinical trials, you're understanding as part of the B Farm. Then try application of mathematics in those processes. That will make even more impact. And lastly, the problem solving approaches and the soft skills. How Pfizer approached that problem once in 100 years wala problem, out of syllabus question. How did they select messenger RNA? Why did they select messenger RNA? Is something we all need to learn as a case study, because it's a brilliant what you call learnings, not just for pharma industry, for any other industry. Their approach to problem solving was one of the best. Of course, supported by US government, US FDA, and so many other bodies came together because people were dying every single day. Every single day counted. So it's a case study in itself to understand the approach to problem solving. And only thing I will say, he always emphasize in whichever career that you want to build, whether you want to go at M-Pharm, then build your career in drug discovery, clinical trials, or researcher, or pharma analyst. Any recruiter is actually looking at application of knowledge. They don't want to know कि आपके पास 98% marks आए physics में या नहीं. What they are looking to know is whatever knowledge you have, how can you apply that to solve real world challenges, real world problems. CGPA इतना important नहीं है. I give my personal example. I scored 98% marks in physics in 12th. It has zero meaning after so many years. I never looked at that mark sheet. It has actually zero meaning. But I'll tell you what had a meaning, and that this I tell to every interview. Even 15 years के बाद मैंने वो interview में बोला. After 12th standard, there was a 4 months ka vacation before our engineering admission started. So in that 4 months, I actually developed a homemade radio transistor. I had gifted that to my grandfather. So only this thing we wanted in that homemade transistor, ki all India radio ke signals frequency had to be captured. Now to develop that kind of a transistor, my 12th standard physics knowledge was not enough. Whenever you have to develop something, you need far deeper knowledge. You need to experiment. 27 experiments failed before I could actually make something which could capture. It took 6-7 months of exercise. So that process of failing and making something work, that can never be taught in academics. And that's why practical application of knowledge is very important in AI driven world. Because theory to AI will give you far deeper than what you can give. Is the practical application which will make a difference in your career and this. So my only this thing is please focus on projects, internship, application as much as possible, wherever possible. Either in college, either with companies, either anywhere outside. Keep building your project library. So these are all stats that these stats you can also get from the internet. I'll just this is the analytical career ladder, but same as a pharma analyst also similar career ladder will be there as the industry grows, as more money and billions of dollars get invested for analytics. So I will end it here and I will open it for Q&A. 5-10 minutes for Q&A for anyone. And what I will request all of you, you have been a brilliant participants so far. This is the QR code. Please share a feedback. I said 70 minute ki journey hai. I know we have been 75-80 minutes, but if anything that you are taking away from today's discussion, something new that you have learned, please scan the QR code and share your feedback. This is the Microsoft Office forms as well. And we are still a startup, so Google review, like every vote counts, every Google review matters for us. Please share your review, good, bad, ugly, whatever it is. Genuinely share it if you found something valuable from today's session. And this is the QR code to scan. So as sir mentioned, we will be speaking to the college management that how can we inculcate analytical training in B Farm, in M Farm. So we will come out with a very specialized programs along with after discussing with the management, which might be valuable for you guys. And obviously we give internship because now we have realized हम लोग AI data scientist है, but for us the biggest market is pharma. So we're gonna tap many companies as far as consulting in pharma is concerned. So that's about us, and that's about today's workshop. Opening it for Q&A.
Couple of days ago, UGC chairman gave a speech saying that university should offer as many courses as possible related to the core subject. So the student should be given opportunity to select so those courses which may not directly related to the subject specialization, but their area of learning can be increased. That is the core subject they're doing it, but however, the peripheral part, they can have more courses. For example, dozens of courses can be branched like this way that might reinforce their knowledge in specializing in one subject, which they do at MFARM level. However, traditionally we focus only on 4 or 5 subjects, and one subject will be having sub branches like renal pharmacology, chemotherapy, autonomic pharmacology, CNS pharmacology. But in addition to this one, should also have peripheral courses that also reinforces something. So student can later on think about it. Can we go to other areas, branches, rather than sticking to the central part itself? That opens up more opportunities and more creativity also will develop, so they can have a different perspective, outlook in their career growth.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody would like to?
Any Q&A? Any questions?
We can have some subjects courses on these in these areas. Anybody can take it. Not necessarily that I'm specializing in pharmacognosy, I cannot take it. No, no barriers. Whether in pharmaceuticals, pharmacognosy, phytochemistry, or in pharmacology, anybody can have any type of courses. There is no subject barriers.
Okay, it was a 2-day event, I suppose. Let's give a round of applause to yourself. That last 2 days you have been a brilliant participant. Okay.
It's coming, so you have a small enough And bottles कुछ है fresh वाले 5 bottle fresh वाले
कौन सा ऑडियो
Yes, एक particular.
As we bring the insightful workshop to a close, I want to express my sincere gratitude to each and every one of you for your active participation and valuable contributions. This gathering has been and this this gathering has been a testament to the power of collaborative learning and the shared commitment to advancing scientific knowledge. Over the past days, we have dwelled deep into certain topics which I'm going to brief now. Developing research questions and hypothesis driven research protocols requiring creativity and thinking paradigms, which was delivered by Dr. G. Jagadish sir, and selecting doses for the investigational chemical or extract using the short term acute toxicity test delivered by Dr. Srinivas Datla. AI driven Revolution in Literature Search and Review for Pharmaceutical Research by Dr. Balakumar Pichai. The Power of Publication Enhancing Institutions, World Ranking and Researchers, the publication and peer review process by again Dr. Jagadish Sir. And coming to the day two, vital inputs from clinical trials and substantial evidence they produced by Dr. Fred Senator, followed by mastering manuscript submission and strategies to avoid desk rejections and editorial perspective by Dr. Balakumar Pichai, publication ethics, predatory journals by Nagarika Shubhada Prashant, followed by focus on the role of data analytics in clinical trials, drug discovery, and patient safety by Vikrant Vijay Shitol, followed by how AI, data science, and business analytics enhances decision making for pharma professionals, again by Vikrant Vijay Shitole. Please give them a big round of applause. Apologies. I hope this workshop has equipped you with the tools and knowledge necessary to design and conduct rigorous research studies. Remember, a well designed study is a cornerstone for reliable scientific findings. As we move forward, let us continue to uphold the highest standards of ethical conduct and scientific integrity. I encourage you to leverage connections forged during this workshop to foster collaborations, share experience, and collectively drive innovative in the field of pharmacy, healthcare, and biotechnology, etc. By working together, we can accelerate the pace of discovery. I request Dr. A. Ramesh, Principal Viper, to felicitate the guests. I request Dr. A. Ramesh, Principal Viper, and P. Rajashekar sir to felicitate the guests. Give a big round of applause to Dr. G. Jagadish and Vikrant Vijay. Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful and informative guest lectures. I request Principal and HOD Pharmacology to felicitate the guest Vikrant Vijay with, as a token of gratitude. I request Dr. Zafrullah Khan, faculty of Pulla Reddy Institute of Pharmacy, to come on to the dais to receive a certificate. I request KL Shavni ma'am to come on to the dais to receive the certificate. I request Muhammad Ali Khan to come on to the dais from Grand Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences.
Next polarity students, please come.
Yes. I request Raipati Jyoti Chowdhury to come on to the dais. I request all the polarity students to come forward and receive your certificates. Jyoti Chowdhury, A. Subramanyam, A. Yamini Krishnaveni, Usha Sri, Vishnuvardhan, Jayashri, Swagat, Sai Sri Jayan, Hepzibah Sureka,
A very good afternoon. A very good afternoon, one and all. A very good afternoon, one and all. I am thankful to Vishnu Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research. I would like to present Polarity Institute of Pharmacy. Uh, I thought this session is very beneficial, especially for our family students. And I recommend staff and management also for if any other workshop is there, definitely we will participate. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.
I request anyone from the listeners to come onto the dais and share your expertise. Please give good round of applause to Muhammad Ali Khan, Gland Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences.
Very good afternoon to all. Respected principal, sir, Jagadish, sir, facilitators, and our dignitaries. My feedback is to for these two workshop classes. It's all very amazing and very thankful to our facilitators and giving us this opportunity. And it's an immense pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Any others from the active listeners to share your expertise? I request Dr. Rajshekhar sir to deliver vote of thanks.
So, good evening. With the in the interest of time, on behalf of Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, it gives me immense pleasure to propose vote of thanks. Firstly, I would like to thank Dr. Jagdish sir. As Lavanya was saying, definitely these 2 days was a witness for the collaborative thing. none of the resource persons were familiar with us, known to us. Everyone is connected by Dr. Jagdish. The whole credit, the whole credit goes to him. So personally, I learned a lot at his age. He's very active. So can anyone guess? No, no, someone said 60. He's 75. He's 75. That was Sir was saying during his introduction talk. He completed his B Farm in 1970. 1970. 1970. Yeah. So, sir, thank you is a very small word to you, sir. You made a excellent, what I can say, I cannot express in my words. You connected stalwarts by naming Dr. Fred. We never dreamt to have a lead physician from US FDA will be speaking to us at very late night, that too. He sacrificed. So all this is because of you. And Balakumar, there was an excellent feedback for all the resource persons, it's Bala Kumar Pichai, who is intern is a research scholar. So we extend heartfelt thanks to whole team. On behalf of you, we want to convey the thanks to you so that the same will be percolated to them. So next is I would like to thank our management profusely because they are given a free hand to go with the budget friendly, all those things. So I would like to thank our management, Sri Vishnu Society, for unwavering support to go with these programs. And the person who is instrumental and is our principal, Dr. Ramesh, who is connected with Dr. Jagdish, who is a coordinator, who made us run through all these 2 days. Definitely, it is brainstorming sessions right from the morning to evening, 2 days. I believe it's definitely it hurt you. I believe maybe a lot of knowledge has been poured into your brains. It definitely going to useful throughout your lifetime somewhere. So, moreover, last but not the least, I would like to thank Lavanya to be the host and anchor for all the sessions. I would like to heartfelt thanks extremely for Fahim, who is sitting all the 2 days over there monitoring and admitting the students. I would like to express heartfelt thanks to Gayatri, who is very instrumental in this. So I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to her. And technical team, Rahul is sitting over there. He is on YouTube Live. He's taking care of YouTube Live. So all these people, they worked a lot, minute to minute, so that the live noise is not disturbed. All these sessions are recorded. They will be on VIPER channel. They are available for you whenever you want to get back, and I can go through our channel. It's VIPER support. If you try VIPER support, you'll get the VIPER channel. Then you can access all these wonderful lectures. It is definitely a treasure for us. So not but the least, you all participants for your valuable support. So thank you one and all. Have a great day. Bye. Sorry, sorry. Yes, I would like to express heartfelt thanks to Vikrant sir. Actually, he, and his team and Nagaraj sir from MBA BVRAT for making his presence. He came exclusively for Vikrant sir. And this is also another important session, future session, what he was saying, another future data analytics, how the data analytics can be additional skill set for all the pharma professionals for your profession, right? So I thank, heartfelt thanks to your ThinkMates team, as well as thanks for coming all the way and spending a half day with us. Thank you very much. We look forward to learn from you. Thank you. Have a great day.
I request all the staff to come onto the dais.
All of you come to amphitheater. We'll have a group photograph.
All